And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it goes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. As we do every day, we celebrate on Ron Siegel Radio. What are we celebrating today? Well, certainly not the stock market, but let's see what the celebration of the day is. I'm going to look at this one. We've got to look at it closely because National Read a Book Day. Yeah, that's probably not going to be for me. I'm not a real good reader. By the time I try and start reading something, I fall asleep. Preferences, Audible.
National Read a Book Day.
Love to get. Yeah, that's probably not going to be for me. I love to get the books on Audible. How about you? Are you a reader or are you an Audible.com type person? What is your preference? Just checking on that one. So let us look at the markets. Holy cow. Let us look at the markets. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 17 points, 1737 as we speak. Oil down $1.40. We're looking at that one as well. And then we look at the bond market for you. The 10-year treasuries are off just a little bit, minus 0.26. That is another one right there. So we're watching that one as well. What else is going on? Well, we got more hysteria in Washington. Cory Booker above the law. You got to love that one. Above the law. Amazing. So they've got confidential documents. They're marked confidential, committee only. And because he wants to, he releases them. Yeah, so I guess anything anybody wants to do, they can just go ahead and do it without any consequence. That is the way of the world now. That is the new business model of the world. No consequences. You just do whatever the heck you want, whenever you want, regardless of what anything else is going on. I hope that as Mr. Booker claimed that he could be kicked out of the Congress, I hope he is. I actually hope there are some sort of statutes that are in place that would allow him to actually be indicted and convicted. Now, he wants to be president of the United States. Can anybody trust this man? You know, he's already showing that he doesn't care what the rules are. He's above the rules. That's what he's proving with his actions. So how could you trust him to be part of the United States, even Senate, or even worse, could you trust him to be president of the United States? I would suggest, wouldn't be my choice. I don't agree with his politics, but talk about danger right there. Anybody doing anything they want, anytime they want, no rules, total anarchy. That's what Mr. Booker is professing. And I just don't think it's probably the best method of doing things. Again, you don't like it, win an election. That was what President Obama told us. If you don't like the way things are going, win. There are consequences for losing, but not if you are a Democrat. not if your name is Booker, not if you are a Republican, not if you are one of the people that are in the obstructionist group inside the White House or claiming to be working for the president. The rules don't apply to you. How does that work out? I wonder what would happen if there were documents regarding national security that were not just politically driven. I wonder what would happen in those instances. Do they just say, something, we don't care. Doesn't apply to us. We're going to do what we want anyway. Amazing. And I don't get it with watching some of the confirmation hearings. The idea of the confirmation hearings is so that the senators can question the nominee. Yet, we're getting every 17 minutes approximately, there's a disruption within the Senate in the Senate chambers. Why don't they just keep everybody out? They can watch it on TV. That way they can see exactly what's happening. It's not a private forum. It's all televised. If it can't behave like your civil individuals, I know that it's going to be detrimental to some people. But the idea here is, something, we've got to do what's right for getting the job done. And, something we've all had to sacrifice since September 11th. Now maybe that's just the next level of sacrifice. The next level of sacrifice being that you can't watch these different things live and in person. You can watch them live and on TV. Just a thought right there. Unbelievable. Unreal. White House fires back at the Bob Woodward book. Nothing more than fabricated stories. So do we believe Bob Woodward, a reporter? I know he's done a lot of books. Or do we believe General Mattis, General Kelly, these individuals who are actually there? Who do you believe? It's a he said, and I suggest that if it was me, I'd be believing the generals and not Woodward, who's got his own agenda. Had it many, many times. Moving right along. Chuck Schumer on impeaching Trump, the sooner the better. Yeah, well, maybe New York will start realizing that Schumer is the problem, because we're seeing a lot of great things happening under this president. I know that he's got a big-time ego, and we're probably not too excited about that. I know he is impulsive. Okay, got that one. But look what he's doing in North Korea. Look what he's doing in the Middle East. Look what he's doing with our economy. We're going to talk about that more in the next segment. Some of the newest reports that are out about how strong our economy is. Look what he's doing in trade. Bringing all these countries. Mexico's already agreed to a new trade deal. Canada will be up next very shortly. See what happens there. Unbelievable. Hey, and how about Facebook? Conservatives are ditching Facebook over trust issues and fears of political bias, according to a study. The conservatives, according to the MRC study, 32% of conservatives have either left Facebook or considered getting rid of the platform. 66% said they do not trust Facebook to treat its users equally regardless of political beliefs. Nearly 70% of participants said they have lost trust in Facebook over the past year alone. MRC President Brent Bozell issued a statement after the watchdog group published its findings. Quote, "These numbers are devastating to any CEO responsible for addressing the concerns of his customer base." Unquote. Facebook has a trust problem. That was the tweet. And if you want the full report, I'd be happy to share that with you. Hey, San Francisco bans plastic straws. Streets littered with, think about this. In San Francisco, hypodermic needles are okay. Straws, we better be careful of that one. City officials hand out the free hypodermic needles to prevent diseases spreading among drug users. The city hands out roughly 400,000 syringes each month, but has little control on how these needles are disposed of. So they'll be all over the streets. You know that because that's what we're seeing with everything in San Francisco. So you get the syringes all over the streets. Does that become a health issue, a health hazard? Just a thought. Unbelievable. See what Mayor London Breed has to say about this one. His quote, "I want people to walk around the city and think, wow, it's so clean here. I want people just hanging out in front of where they live and enjoying the weather. People of all races, able to live in dignity because they have a home and are able to make ends meet." Sure, so let's give them the syringes and watch and hope that they do what the right thing with where they're disposing of them. Unbelievable. It's just amazing, the anarchy that's going on in our country right now. And the loons on the left are happy with it. They're following people like Booker, who doesn't believe that any of the rules apply to him. You just do what you want. Now, I wonder what will happen when people start doing that to him. Do you think he'll have a problem with it when they release some of his personal information or things along those lines? Just a thought. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, what does the future hold for home prices? How to locate a lost life insurance policy, things to know about Social Security disability benefits, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by The Gold Star Mortgage, they are the only ones I know of with the Fast Pass loan approval. Gold Star Mortgage letting you make your offer same as cash. That's what we like about it. You get to compete with the cash offers. That's the idea. Competing with cash offers helps you save money. That's what we want to do. How about saving some dough because you've got that Fast Pass loan approval? What is happening in the markets today? That is the question mark. So we are looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, pretty flat, down 14 points. NASDAQ down 79. A lot of that has to do with the report from MRC, I believe, talking about Facebook, because their stock has been tanking, going way down another 4 points today. It's down about 10% recently. Just looking at some of the numbers, maybe it's a little more than 10%. Why is it happening? Well, when you start ticking off half the country, maybe Nike ought to watch this, because Facebook had a lot of clout. But as they're showing that their numbers are starting to get impacted by their poor performance, wonder what they're going to be looking at now. Wonder if they'll realize that you can't just tick off half the country and continue to expect the other half that you really want to service. They're not going to pick up the slack for everybody. It doesn't work that way. So we are watching those numbers. We're also watching and seeing what's happening in the bond market. Well, 10-year Treasury's down just ever so slightly, not a whole heck of a lot. So we don't have to worry too much about that one. But then let's look and see, what does that mean? I looked earlier, the 30-year fixed rate bond, the Fannie Mae bond, that one was up 14 basis points, which means interest rates are down. We did look also at the Freddie Mac Mortgage Market Survey. Interest rates up just a slight little bit, 4.54% as of this morning. That report comes out every Thursday morning, so we saw that one for you as well. But now we look at the why. We've got the what, but why are these numbers the way they are? Well, do you remember the summer of '69? Most people don't. A lot of you don't, being that we're on social media here as well as all of our other network channels. But that's the last time we had the job numbers. The first-time unemployment numbers, initial jobless claims, were this low. 203,000. The strongest number in almost 49 years. But will you hear that on the lame media? No, they won't be covering that. They're going to be talking about trade talks. They're still in focus. U.S. and Canada worked late into the night on Wednesday. Both sides sought to secure a new trade agreement to replace the current NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. These talks are likely to continue in the coming days and could potentially last weeks. Relationship between China and the U.S. remains uncertain. The U.S. has been on standby to impose additional tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. Yes, Mr. President, we did use those terms. I know that you have an affinity for our friends in China, but let's see if we've got, I don't even know if we've got that sound bite here this morning, but yes, where is it? I thought we had that one. Guess not. We'll find it and we'll get to it, but we're still waiting on that issue to deal with China. Interesting conversation in that area. They're still more dealing with the trade. So think about what would happen if we have $200 billion of tariffs. When you add that, think of it, that's going to come back and really be some serious numbers on more money coming into the Treasury. Now, what do you do with that money? Well, you take that money and you pay down the debt, obviously. That's a big place to do it.
China!
Yeah, that is China. So you take and pay down the debt, but you also, maybe you use some of that money to offset some of the harm that may be coming to some of our citizens who are with the retaliation. Just think about that part of it. So some of those, that is part of the issue. The economic news of the day, ADP report showed that there were 163,000 job creations in the month of August, a little bit below the expectations of 185,000 to 200,000. Weakest level of job creation since October of last year. It's 11 months. So professional and business up 38,000, education and health up 31,000, leisure and hospitality up 25,000. That is the ADP report. The big issue, though, the difficulty in filling job openings remains the biggest impediment to faster job growth in the service sector. With respect to the goods side, as stated this morning, we have to keep a close eye on manufacturing industrial side of in light of the modernization of global trade. Looking at how today's report compares to recent history, the 3-month average, 186,000, 6-month is 187,000, 12-month, 192,000. So with our number at 163,000, we're a little light there. But again, as I started reporting to you earlier, the initial jobless claims measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time. Showed that there were 203,000 claims last week. This represented a 10,000 decrease from the previous report and is the lowest figure in almost 49 years. This is not the sample week and will likely not have a big impact on the market, but it's worth mentioning as the labor market remains very tight and employers are holding on to their workers. Then they hold on to the workers. What does that mean? Well, generally we're going to see an increase in wages. So what does the numbers look like for tomorrow? The initial jobless claims sample week, which is one of the contributors to tomorrow's jobs figure, was reported a very strong or low 210,000. Today's ADP report showed that there were 163,000 job creations last month, which was not very strong. And the ADP and BLS jobs reports track closely over time but may vary from each month to month, meaning that today's weaker ADP report does not mean we'll get the strong number tomorrow. Remember, a strong headline jobs report would likely push bonds or pressure bonds down, interest rates up. Additionally, unemployment has been low and the pace of firings has been slim, as seen by today's claims report. Although we have not seen wage-pressured inflation via average hourly earnings within the jobs report recently, it's coming. A rise in inflation would pressure bonds lower as well. This is the component that we are most looking at. So with that said, what do? I'm going to suggest to you that right now, if you are contemplating whether you should be locking a loan, now would be a good time to get that lock in place. Do not risk it. Now, does that mean that I think what I'm saying is a given on where the interest rate market is going? Absolutely not. I'm not giving you any guidance on that part of it. What I'm saying is I'm talking about risk. That's one of the issues that we look at most is, hey, what do we do in the way of risk here? How do we deal with the risk? Well, the issue is lock right now, because if you have a great lender like our friends over at Gold Star, they'll protect you on the downside, and you're locked in to protect yourself on the upside. Rates go down, renegotiate, get that lower interest rate. Rates go up, you're protected. You don't have to worry. Just a thought for you. Again, that is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. So what are we looking at today? How refinancing student loans can save you money. When was the last time you looked at your student loans? There's a lot of different numbers that go into the student loan process. And if you've got federal student loans, federal ones, that's the federally guaranteed. They're the ones that were taken over by the federal government during the Obama administration. There are several different programs out there for you to look into to see if they can help you dealing with those student loans. Income-based repayment loans, income-driven repayment plans help borrowers keep their loan payments affordable with payment caps based on their income and family size. There are now 4 types of these plans available. The income-based repayment, IBR, pay-as-you-earn, PAYE, revised pay-as-you-earn, repay, and income contingent repayment, ICR. After you qualify, your monthly payment may be adjusted each year based on changes in income size and family size. You'll have to verify your income every year, which means if you start to make more money, your payments may go up. That is with the IBR, the income-based repayment plan. The pay as you earn caps monthly payments at 10% of your income. All debt is forgiven after 20 years of on-time payments. An important note here, if you took out loans before 2007, your payments are capped at 15%, and you must pay on time for 25 years to have your loans forgiven. Loan forgiveness. In addition to repayment options, there are also ways to have your student loans forgiven. Public service employees can qualify for full loan forgiveness after making 10 years of monthly payments on their federal student loans. There are also other options like deferment and forbearance, which allow borrowers to postpone their payments, typically for a year or so. You like the deferment, the forbearance costs you money because the interest continues to accrue on the forbearance. There is no interest accrual on the deferment. The federal government is paying that for you. So make sure you're looking at these different options. When should you refinance? Well, when the pain is there, that's when you're going to want to be looking to refinance. A lot of borrowers are suffering, and they need to figure out how do they deal with all these issues. Give us a call at 800-306-1990. We will help you deal with the issues. We'll help you get into a better place. The idea is not to try and be a hero. Don't try and kill yourself. I shouldn't say that, because there are people that literally commit suicide over debt, over finances. So we don't want that to be in our world any longer, so be careful there. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets when we come back. What does the future hold for home prices? How to locate a lost life insurance policy, things to know about applying for Social Security benefits, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter at Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. you still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I deliver it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Nest. They're the quickest. I haven't seen anybody get the information out faster than our friends that run Nest. They get those feeds right out of the MLS. I know a lot of people say they do. The question is, how long does it take them to get that information to you? You know, it doesn't matter. Everybody can get the information. The question is, again, getting it to you, getting it useful to you. That's what they're doing so well with the Nest application, and that's why I promote that one. If they weren't doing it right, I wouldn't be the one telling you about it. So what does the future hold for home prices? Home prices are at the top of everyone's mind. Can they maintain their current pace of appreciation? Will rising mortgage rates negatively impact home values? Will the next economic slowdown cause prices to crash? I'll try to answer these questions based on what has happened in the past, as well as what we know about the current real estate market. The impact of rising interest rates. We explained earlier this year that rising mortgage rates have not negatively impacted home prices in the past and probably wouldn't this time either. Freddie Mac's comments were very direct. In the current housing market, the driving force behind the increase in prices is a low supply of both new and existing homes combined with historically low rates. As mortgage rates increase, the demand for home purchases will likely remain strong relative to the constrained supply and continue to put upward pressure on home prices, unquote. They were correct. So far this year, home values have continued to appreciate above normal historic percentages, and it appears the gradual increase in rates has had little impact on prices. The impact of an economic slowdown, many people fear that when the economy turns, we may see the same depreciation in home values as we did a decade ago. However, we recently reported that the same group of economists, real estate experts, and investment and market strategists who predicted the next recession will occur in the next 18 to 24 months, mind you, they've been saying that for the last 5 years, have also projected that house prices will continue to appreciate for the next 5 years, albeit at a smaller percentage. So they're continuing to grow, just not grow as fast. We talked about that before. It comes down to supply and demand, as always. Home prices will be determined by the demand to purchase compared to the available inventory of homes for sale. For the last 6 years, demand has far exceeded the available supply, which has resulted in the average annual appreciation to top 6% since 2012. Average annually, it's going up 6% annually on average. Over 6%. That is far greater than the historic norm of 3.6% annual appreciation. Remember, that is a national number. I've talked to you about Orange County numbers and Riverside numbers. They are significantly greater than the national average. There are currently small signs that housing inventory is slowly beginning to increase. Month supply of houses for sale matched last year's numbers for the last 2 months after 37 consecutive months of decreasing inventory. New construction data has also shown positive signs that inventory will be increasing. As inventory begins to meet demand, we will see appreciation return to more normal levels. We are already seeing projections coming in lower than the 6.2% annual average we've seen more recently. CoreLogic is predicting that home values will appreciate by 5.1% over the next 12 months, and the Home Price Expectation Survey calls for values to increase by 4.2% in 2019. The bottom line, Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, explained it best. We're seeing the first indications that price appreciation may be slowing, but the underlying fundamental housing market conditions support a natural moderation of house prices rather than a sharp decline. So we're going to go back to the norms is basically what he's saying. We're going to continue going in a normal manner instead of going in the sharpest ways that we've seen in the past. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment. Again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before somebody else does. That is the solution that we have for you. So, if you're starting a new business, that is our next subject today. Top credit considerations. One of the biggest causes of business failure is a shortage of capital. So, what is a business to do when they don't have any money? Well, you got to find solutions. Flexibility, being your own boss, following a passion. There are endless reasons to start your own business. And since they employ more people nationally than their larger counterparts, small businesses also play a key role in driving economic growth. On the flip side, as I said, 82% of small businesses will close due to a lack of capital, according to the U.S. Bank report. So to transform your dream into a viable operation, important to set your business up for success, starting with strong capital. Before you shop for funding, make sure your personal credit is in good standing. Ideally, you want to have a credit score 720 or higher in order to secure the most desirable rates. If you need help with that, give me a call at 800-306-1990. We have business partners who can help improve your credit score. They do it in a very simple way. They do it by correcting your credit report. I've never seen a credit report that is completely accurate. Once you're ready to secure capital, remember to diversify your sources, since funding from multiple sources will mitigate your risk should one of the pipelines close, meaning you can keep the business going while you look to replace that one channel of sourcing. Countless options available. Here are some places to start. SBA loans. The U.S. Small Business Administration offers micro loans up to $50,000 for small businesses, with the average disbursement being $13,000. Micro loans from nonprofits with more relaxed requirements. This capital is easier to secure for most borrowers. Also, these lenders often award to minority business owners, startups located in struggling communities, and companies with unstable finances. Grants. Securing grant funding can be a long road with a lot of paperwork, but the return may be worth the effort if it can bankroll your dream. The .gov and USA.gov each have a deep database of loan options. Friends and family, we know about that one. Crowdfunding, high interest options like the credit card. Try and stay away from that. It's not in your best interest, just because it's gonna cost you. That's just the plain and simple of it. If you go out and use a credit card to fund your business, it's very, very expensive. They've got the highest interest rates out there. So just be careful of that as a solution to your opportunity there. And you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, how to locate a lost insurance policy, things to know about applying for Social Security, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1, on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal
Are you living in the home of your dreams?
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL SIEGELLendingteam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the Your Credit Matters segment today, being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. Credit Sanitizer, they're the ones. You just go in there, sign up, get on their mailing list. They're going to send you some updates each week, and you might be able to take advantage of some of the information they have to help you get your credit score increased. So, how do you locate a lost insurance policy? Thanks to the efforts of the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC, families who are left scrambling to find life insurance policy paperwork after the loss of a loved one now have an easier way to go about the process. Losing a life insurance policy is a common thing. After you've checked the closet, the dresser, the shoebox, and the safe, where in the world could it be? The Life Insurance Policy Locator Service now allows you to run a nationwide search for any insurance policies or annuities that may be out there in the name of the deceased. You have to be the designated beneficiary or legal representative of the deceased to use this service. In the 2 years since this tool was introduced, it's already helped connect 21,530 people with lost policies, according to USA Today. The reported face value of those policies adds up to nearly $309 million. State-specific locator searches, in addition to the national solution, several states have long offered free locator services through their insurance departments. These state-specific locator services only apply to policies purchased in these participating states. As a general rule, you'll need the deceased's full name, including married name for a married individual, and social security number just to do a search through these sites. Then to actually claim a policy's benefits, you'll need a copy of the death certificate. It can take up to 90 days for an insurance company to respond to your request for information. If you run into any problems, your best bet is to contact your state insurance department and ask about the process you need to go through. All insurance is regulated at the state level. Unclaimed property searches, insurers subscribe to databases that tell them when policyholders die. If they can't track down the beneficiaries on a policy, they must turn any benefits over to the state unclaimed property office. The period after which an insurer has to surrender unclaimed benefits to the state varies by state, but if you think this could be the case in your situation, we've got advice on how to track down your unclaimed money and property that could be out there in your name. Just give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I can get that information for you. To avoid the hassle of making your beneficiary search for your policy after death, The NAIC recommends the following. Number one, update your beneficiary information. Make sure your company and agent have current contact details for all listed beneficiaries. Alert your beneficiaries of the policy. Provide them with the name of your agent and the name of the company that wrote the policy. Make sure a current copy of the policy is with your will or estate. Paperwork in a safe place where your family or beneficiaries will look for it and will have access. Consider asking your insurance company for an annual policy statement if one isn't provided. Those are just a few of the tools to find out how to locate a lost insurance policy. That is the Your Credit Matters segment. Again, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Thought I'd share this. Thursdays we use a lot of times to discuss our items dealing with seniors, Social Security, and the like. Well, here's an article, and maybe it doesn't deal with seniors, but it does talk about things to know about applying for Social Security disability benefits. Are you in a position where you need to apply for Social Security disability benefits? Here's what you need to know before starting the lengthy process. The Social Security Administration defines being disabled as not being able to work due to a severe medical condition that is expected to last at least 1 year or to result in death. You should begin applying for disability benefits as soon as you become disabled. That's because there is a 6-month waiting period after you're declared disabled before your benefits kick in, according to SSA.gov. But before you rush off to file, here's some things that you need to know. Number one, gather up the required documents. The documents you'll need to get started can be broken down into 3 categories. Info about you. Date, place of birth, and Social Security number for the applicant. Name, Social Security number, and date of birth of current and any former spouses. Dates and places of marriage and dates of divorce or death. Names and dates of birth of your minor children. Bank, routing, transit number, and account number for direct deposits of benefits. Information about your condition is the next segment. Names and addresses, phone numbers, patient ID numbers, and dates of treatment for all doctors, hospitals, and clinics. Names of medicines you're taking and who prescribed them. Names and dates of medical tests you have had and who sent you for them. Third category, information about your livelihood, amount of money you earned both last year and this year, name and addresses of your employers for this year and last year, copy of your Social Security statement, beginning and ending dates of any active U.S. military service you had before 1968, a list of the jobs that you had in the 15 years before you became unable to work, and the dates you worked at those jobs. Info about workers' compensation, black lung, and/or similar benefits you filed or intend to file. Number 2, choose your method of application. You can apply online or over the phone by calling them. You can also make an appointment over the phone to be seen for an in-person interview at a nearby Social Security office. Finally, you can also just show up to an office as a walk-in, though I don't think I would advise doing it this way. This was how many people have done it, and it is very, very slow. Pros and cons in going in person include getting all your questions answered as they pop up in your head and being able to get a projection of what your monthly disability benefit will look like if approved. The cons include long wait times, which may be untenable depending upon your level and type of disability. Based on experience, I can tell you it's best to take time off work if you plan to go in person. Meanwhile, the SSA publishes a disability starter kit that can help you prepare to apply in person, online, or over the phone. Third, be prepared to fill out a lot of paperwork. That's not fun. As you can imagine, the actual application process entails filling out a plethora of documents. You got to deal with all of that. Number 4, make that filling out a lot of paperwork. So you'll have to fill out a 10-page workbook that looks back 15 years. Number 5, understand the Compassionate Allowance Program. This is not widely known, but there is a fast track to receiving benefits, disability benefits, called the Compassionate Allowance Program. Basically, if your disability or condition is deemed severe enough, the SSA will speed up the application process on your behalf. Number 6, knowing that this will likely be a long process, you better be ready for it, and you better, you don't even know if there are individuals that don't last as long as the process takes. So just be aware of that issue. Number 7, fill out the form when a beneficiary passes away before receiving benefits. There are times that happen supposedly that maybe you get reimbursed for some of those expenses that took place. Just a little bit of information for you. That is just a thought on Social Security disability benefits. Social Security disability benefits. They're out there. There are people that might be able to help you with it. Our friend Jonathan Johnson has talked to us in the past about being able to help some of our listeners with that there at the Meyer Law Group. So think about that if that comes up as well. And remember my motto, set that first my request. Set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.